Good morning to all students. Hope all of you are well. I am Tom Mondal, Assistant Professor, Bakoda Samilini College. Today I discuss about the variational calculus in physics. Calculus of variation. From figure, two paths which a particle may follow in going from position 1 to position 2 are shown. The straight line path is shortest and can be represented as y is equal to mx plus c, or y is equal to y a function of x. As we are interested in the length of the path denoted by capital I, we can write I is equal to integration ds is equal to integration square root of dx square plus dy square. Now from this, if you take common, that is dx square, which is taken out of the square root, then we write square root of 1 plus y dot square into dx. Here y dot is equal to dy by dx. That means this is the function of y dot. That is, this integral can be written as integral f y dot dx. That means that integral can be written as integral f function of y comma y dot comma x dx. And this integral is denoted by equation number 1c. And this type of integral, that is equation 1, is known as functionals. Now if path I be extremum, then any variation delta in it, that is delta I should be 0. That is delta I is equal to integral f yx comma y dot x dx is equal to 0. This is the formulation of the problem of calculus of variation. If we account for both curves, then the equation y is equal to yx is incapable to represent both, that is y is equal to mx plus c will represent straight line path only. Therefore, to include other paths, we require another parameter, say alpha, designating path to be introduced in y, that is y is equal to y function of x comma alpha. This delta I is equal to integral f y comma y dot a function of x comma alpha x dx is equal to 0. So that y is equal to y x comma alpha 1 and y is equal to y x comma alpha 2 may represent two paths. However, relationship can be expressed as y x comma alpha is equal to y of x comma 0 plus alpha eta function of x, where eta x is the arbitrary function of x which vanishes at the end points. Note that alpha is equal to 0 in y x comma 0 may be taken to represent extremum path. The alpha represent path length which is different for different paths. Will be a function of alpha, that is I is equal to I function of alpha, so that we may write I function of alpha is equal to integral f function of y x comma alpha comma y dot x comma alpha comma x dx. Now as x is not function of alpha, we can write del x del alpha is equal to 0. And also since alpha refers to different paths, that is del I del alpha is equal to 0, will correspond to a path for which the integral is an extremum. Thus del I del alpha is equal to integral x1 to x2 del f del y del alpha plus del f del y dot del alpha plus del f del x del alpha second bracket close dx. Since x is not a function of alpha, so that del I alpha del alpha is equal to, after putting del x del alpha is equal to 0, we find integral x1 to x2 del f del y del alpha plus del f del y dot del alpha second bracket dx. Now if we write this integral part in this way, that is del I del alpha is equal to x1 to x2 del f del y del alpha into dx plus integral x1 to x2 del f del y dot del square y del x del alpha dx. Now integrating the second terms by parts, we find del I del alpha is equal to integral x1 to x2 del f del y del alpha dx plus del f del y dot into del y del alpha limit x1 to x2 minus integral x1 to x2 ddx of del f del y dot into del y del alpha into dx. This equation said number 2. Since the endpoints x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2 are fixed and same for every curve, so at endpoints x2 and x2 differentiation of different paths of motion vanishes. That is del y del alpha is equal to 0. The equation 2 reduces del I function of alpha by del alpha is equal to integral x1 to x2 third bracket del f by del y minus ddx first bracket del f del y dot third bracket close del y del alpha into dx. To find the stationary value, we multiply the above equation by delta alpha and evaluate the derivative at alpha is equal to 0, so that del I alpha delta alpha at 0 delta alpha is equal to integral x1 to x2 del f del y minus ddx del f del y dot third bracket close del y del alpha at 0 dx delta alpha, and this equation say number 3. But del I alpha del alpha at 0 into delta alpha is equal to increase in the integral I as we pass from the extremum path to the comparison path at the same value of x is equal to delta I. That means this is represented as delta I, and similarly del y del into delta alpha is equal to delta y. Therefore equation 3 takes the form delta I is equal to integral x1 to x2 del f by del y minus ddx the del f del y dot into dx delta y. But delta I is equal to 0, and since delta y is arbitrary, we can write del f del y minus ddx of del f del y dot is equal to 0, and this equation 4. And this equation 4 known as Euler's equation of motion. Next, we give the example of this principle, that is calculus of variation, and which is the shortest distance between 2 points in a plane. A straight line is regarded as the shortest distance between 2 points in a plane. Thus, straight line is an extremum path of a particle in a plane, and consequently, the equation of such a path should conveniently be obtained from the above technique of the calculus of variation. An element of small arc length ds in a plane can be represented as ds is equal to square root of dx square plus dy square, that's equal to square root of 1 plus y dot square dx. The total length of a curve between any 2 points 1 and 2 in a plane can be written as I is equal to integral 1 to 2 ds, that's equal to integral 1 to 2 square root of 1 plus y dot square dx is equal to integral 1 to 2 f dx. For the curve to be shortest, delta is equal to 0, that is the equation del f del y minus ddx del f del y dot is equal to 0, and this equation say 5, where small f is equal to square root of 1 plus y dot square must be satisfied. And therefore, we find the value of del f del y, and which is equal to 0, as the value f is equal to root over 1 plus y dot square, which is independent of y, and del f del y dot is equal to y dot by root over 1 plus y dot square. And therefore, equation 5 reduces to, after putting del f del y is equal to 0 and del f del y dot is equal to y dot by root over 1 plus y dot square, we have ddx into y dot by square root of 1 plus y dot square is equal to 0. And solving this, that is, we integrate it, then we find y dot by square root of 1 plus y dot square is equal to a constant, say a. And from this equation, if we find for y dot, and which is also a constant, that means y dot is equal to a constant, say b, that is dy dx is equal to b. And if we integrate it, we find y is equal to bx plus c, where b is the constant. This is equation represent a straight line. Thus, we find the shortest distance between 2 points in a plane is a straight line by using the principle of calculus of variation. Thank you.